The Bold and the Beautiful latest update. Liam's health crisis on Bold and the Beautiful might just crack open years-old secrets. As he faces risky treatment for brain tumor, doctors could seek biological donors, hinting at shocking paternity revelations. Could Bill Spencer truly be Kelly's father? Might Liam's children be tested, uncovering a bombshell DNA match? Plus, drama simmers as Steffi and Hope clash, and Sheila manipulates Luna into a dangerous plan to take down Steffi. The stakes are sky-high as Liam's cancer journey might turn into a family-shaking, life-changing truth. Will LA ever be the same again? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bold and the Beautiful. Liam's cancer cure sparks paternity shock. Bold and the Beautiful sees Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, looking at treatment for his cancerous brain tumor. And this could prolong his life and might lead to future treatment options. But along the way, could we see a paternity shakeup if the doctors decide they need donors to give biological material to help cure or support Liam's health during treatment? Maybe it is a possibility. We're going to talk about how that could lead to a stunning paternity shocker that could shake up many lives in LA. Liam Spencer cancer treatment. Could it lead to a bold and the beautiful paternity shock? All right. So, assuming he agrees to go through with the treatment, and it sounds like he is, the cancerous mass in Liam's brain could be reduced or the growth stopped using radiation and chemotherapy. That's what Dr. Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, and the neuro team have recommended. But there are other types of cancer therapies that could go hand in hand with these. Because some types of cancers that can lead to brain tumors can benefit from a stem cell transplant or a bone marrow transplant. Donor search for Liam. How biological ties on BNB could uncover family secrets. So some of Liam's options might require a donation from a family member. Somebody with a biological tie to him would be a better match. For instance, Grace may want Liam to get platelet infusions. These can help cancer patients that have bleeding issues, because they help clotting and other things. So they might ask to test Liam family members to see if they're a match to donate. And that might include the kids. Also, if the cancer that he's got is a form of blood cancer, then Grace, Finn, Tanner Novlin, or Bridget, Ashley Jones, may suggest a bone marrow donation from somebody with a blood tie to Liam. And also umbilical cord blood can help with bone cancers, because it is chock full of stem cells. I don't know if you know about this. I actually have from my youngest son's birth the umbilical cord blood stored, and there's literally millions of stem cells that can do amazing things. Steffi's children Hayes and Kelly paternity back in question on Bold and the Beautiful. So the reason I bring all this up is there's two lingering paternity questions. One that fans have been hoping to see happen for years, and another that fans probably wouldn't like at all. So, you may remember the paternity of both of Steffi's children, both Hayes, Alexander, and Chase Banks, and Kelly, Sophia Pars McKinley, was a question both times she got pregnant. And Steffi had to give paternity tests both times. And one of those broke up her relationship with the man she loved at the time, Liam. B&B's science scrutinized. Will Liam's cancer plot deliver a believable paternity twist? So, what's weird is even though Liam has cancer, they've been vague about it. Kind of like they were with Eric Forrester, John McCook. And so far with Liam, I can't recall them using the actual word cancer. Maybe I just didn't hear it. But Grace talked to Liam about oncology, which is cancer treatment, and then radiation and chemo, which are known cancer buzzwords. And we also know Bold and the Beautiful doesn't mind playing fast and loose with science because they were basically making up stuff with Eric cancer. They didn't even call it that for a long time until fans were like, you didn't even tell us what he had, just that he was dying. And so they finally caved, but then they never said what type. And then there was just this miracle cure out of nowhere. Testing the family. Who might donate to Liam and what could it reveal on Bold and the Beautiful? So Bold and the Beautiful might again do some really sloppy science and make it out that Liam's cancer could be cured by some sort of transplant or donation. It could be platelets, maybe bone marrow. It could be cord blood, and everybody might get tested. Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, would obviously get tested, and Steffi and Hope Logan, Annika Noel, just to cover all the possible bases. And if none of them are a match, they might expand the search to help Liam and start testing kids and other family members. So they might test Finn, Kelly, Hayes, Beth, Carter, Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, Brooke, Logan, Catherine, Kelly Lang. Just ask everybody to get tested. Children and siblings of any age are appropriate donor options for Liam as long as they're a match. So they might widen the scope and include the kids. And I bet Finn and Steffi and Hope would all agree to have all the kids checked, obviously, but in terms of Hope, the paternity of Beth is not a question, at least as far as we've ever heard on B&B. The Kelly paternity theory: is Bill Spencer her real father on Bold and the Beautiful? But if they do wind up running tests for donors, there's a chance we could get a paternity shocker about one of Steffi's 2 kids. I mean, fans would probably hate it, but if Hayes is tested, it could turn out he's Liam's son and not Finn. If you remember when Finn and Steffi first got together, that was when Liam and Steffi had a one-night stand, and they had to do a paternity test, and it said Finn was the father. But paternity tests on soaps are always iffy. I will say Bold doesn't do tampering with them as much as other soaps, but it has happened before. The other option, though, is that Kelly's paternity could change. And there is a whole big faction of fans that would love if they twisted it, and we found out Bill is really Kelly's father. It's been suspected for a long time that Steffi's paternity test might have been tampered, maybe, by Bill himself. And Kelly would be a likely person to have tested as a donor because she is Liam's presumed daughter. As such, she should be a 50% DNA match to him, which makes her a good donor. Revisiting the 2017 paternity test, was Kelly Spencer's fatherhood rigged by Bill? But if Steffi had their daughter Kelly tested to donate platelets or bone marrow, can you imagine the shock if it came out she was only a 25% DNA match? B might deliver a shocker that Bill rigged the paternity test because he was trying to make peace with Liam. And if it turns out Kelly is really Liam's half-sister and not his daughter, she'd only share 25% DNA with him, and she might not be a good match to donate. Bold and the Beautiful fans have long wanted a paternity swap for Kelly away from Liam over to Bill. And if you recall, for a while after Steffi spent that night with Bill, he started gaslighting Liam and was tricking him into thinking he and Steffi were having a fling. That was because Bill was trying to steal Steffi from Liam. But then by the time Steffi found out she was pregnant, Bill had felt really bad about all of it, and he was trying to prove he could be a good dad to Liam and wanted his son to be happy and settled with Steffi. Bold and the Beautiful: Kelly isn't Liam's? But when Liam and Steffi found out she was pregnant, she had that worry. Okay, it could be Bill's baby. And when Steffi told Bill she was pregnant, he was worried, too, because he knew Liam would never forgive him. So, Steffi hid all this from Liam that it was even possible. And she hustled up to the hospital to get a paternity test on the sly. It was right before Christmas, like 2017, I think. And Bill knew she was having the test. And then he showed up at the doctor's office the day Steffi got the results, and it was like right after Christmas, 2017. So, Bill was kind of lurking around the hospital, lurking near the lab. And Steffi ran into him right after she got the test results, saying it was Liam's baby. But fans have doubted it ever since then because Bill was someplace he really shouldn't have been. And a lot of people would love to find out Kelly was Bill's daughter with Steffi and is actually Liam's little sister. So while Bold and the Beautiful is doing this cancer plot, if Grace suggests that Liam needs some sort of biological transplant, this might be the chance where they switch things up and do the long-suspected reveal of Bill as Kelly's father. We'll see how it goes, but just maybe Liam's current cancer storyline will tie back into an older storyline and twist it all around. It would be sad if Kelly turns out not to be his because Liam would be crushed while he's going through cancer treatment. Today's next update: The Bold and the Beautiful Friday, May 30th recap. Egomaniac backlash, hero news, and the harsh truth. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Friday, May 30th, reveals that an egomaniac faced backlash, while some surprising hero news spread along with the harsh truth. Here's how things went down on Friday's B and the episode. At Forrester Creations, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, filled Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, in on her conversation with Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, about her engagement and gave him the credit for her Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor reunion. Talk turned to Hope's sympathy for Steffi since it must have been hard to find out Luna Noza, Lisa Yamada, was John Finnegan's, Tanner Novlan daughter. Once Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., joined the discussion, he ranted about Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, being the egomaniac who got Luna out of prison. After Hope talked about Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, struggling over the loss of Tom Starr, Clint Howard, and Paul Hollister W. Chambers, Steffi commented on Deacon reigning Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown in. The same couldn't be said for Luna, who was a monster who still needed to be kept away from Steffi and her family. Although Luna claimed she'd back off after that ambush at the Cliff House, Steffi didn't trust her at all. In the design office, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, arrived and flipped out when she heard Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, confronted Luna, who threatened her. Both Katie and Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, were concerned, but Electra insisted she still had her guard up. Besides, Sheila came to Electra's defense, so Will and Katie were shocked over her playing the hero. Meanwhile, Sheila took Luna into the apartment for privacy and suggested she was pushing her to leave Los Angeles for her own good. If Luna stayed, she could blow her freedom with her obsessions. Luna insisted she was just playing with Electra, but Sheila didn't think she could afford to do that considering her criminal history. Sheila felt confident that Luna would explode on Electra if she stuck around. Luna wanted to be a family with Sheila as well as Finn, so she hugged her grandmother and tried to convince her she still belonged in LA. However, Sheila acknowledged she should have left too and suggested she would have harmed more people without Deacon's influence. Deacon would never accept Luna, according to Sheila, so Luna felt like she was choosing him over her. Sheila pushed Luna to see that she's already escaped more consequences than most would in her position. Unfortunately, Luna once again blamed Steffi for standing in the way of her family plans. That's why Luna pushed Sheila to see that they could be a happy family with Finn and Hayes Forrester Finnegan, Alexander, and Chase Banks if they got rid of Steffi once and for all. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna will sink to some disturbing places in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you updates on all the horror. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.